Right now, everyone, it is a beautiful day. The sun is out. It's nice and cool. This morning, woke up, it was raining, super windy. It's still breezy, but it's not windy like that. I sat around the house this morning trying to figure out what I was going to do. I decided to just go on the trip. Who cares about the weather? Then I discovered that the trails are packed. They are packed. Luckily, I was able to drive out here in the middle of nowhere. I found some peace and solitude. Unfortunately, it's not the backpacking trip that I planned on. That's okay. This is the Tasmanian Tiger Pathfinder Mark II. This is a very cool backpack. I've had this in for a couple of months. I've done a couple trips with it, and I can tell you this much. It is a beast. It is a beast. This is a 80-liter backpack. Tactical in nature. Not military grade, it's still civilian in my opinion. It's basically everything that you would want in a tactical civilian backpack. You have functionality and comfort, not to mention durability. Let me put this backpack on. Let me show you how big this thing is. Okay, so you all can see this. Look at the size of this backpack. The length of this pack is over 33 inches. So that means that no matter how tall you are, the top of this is going to be right at the back of your head or higher, no matter what. Moving on from the backpack, the tent is the Jack Wolfskin Gossamer 2-person tent. This is a product that a lot of people have been wondering about. It is time to get this out into the field so I can begin the review process. I have a lot of testing to do, and it begins on this trip. The tent has been set up, and my question for you all is this. What does this tent remind you of? Is there another tent on the market that looks just like this? Pause the video, comment down below, and we'll talk about it here in just a minute. If you said that this tent looks like a large Snugpak ionosphere, you would be correct. This is a 2-person ionosphere. It's the exact same design, with the only difference, it's larger. I've always liked the Snugpak ionosphere tent, but the quality of Snugpak products in general has gone down over the years. And I've always been looking for a larger tent. You would have more space for gear, for changing clothes, and so on. Because the 1-person is almost like a bivvy, right? It's almost like a little coffin. This is more of a tent. There really is a difference in size. There is a question that I have. Who came up with the design of this tent? Was it Snugpak or was it Jack Wolfskin? Comment down below if you know. My tent is set up, my sleep system's ready. Speaking of which, let me show you all that real quick. I have the Climate Static V sleeping pad. I have a Carthenia Defense 1 sleeping bag. And I also have this down blanket with me, just in case I need it. But you can see the size of this, it's very small. I'm excited to test out the Carthenia sleeping bag. Carthenia makes incredible European military surplus. They really do make good gear. In fact, Eberly Stock has a licensed version of one of their sleeping bags. They may have more than one, but I've tested out the Reveille, which is an awesome bag, and it's nothing more than a relabel. So, without a doubt, Carthenia makes awesome bags. That is more of a 3-season bag. The low tonight is in the 30s, and I will need every bit of that warmth to make it through the night. What I have here is the One Tigris folding chair. Check out my review on this if you're interested. This is a good product. This little Soto stove is amazing. So far, I'm very impressed. A viewer sent this to me. Thank you so much, buddy. You know who you are. I appreciate you big time. I like talking to you too. I'm glad that you're back home in the country, and I hope you're having a good time. So cheers to him, cheers to you all. I was just thinking there. Cheers to the forest. Talking about COVID, we have to talk about the vaccine. So let's keep this cool, everyone. My question for you all is this: did you get the vaccine or did you not? For myself, I haven't decided to get it or not to get it. Luckily, I don't have to deal with people face to face all that often, so it's not that imperative to me. It doesn't really mean a whole lot. It's not going to really impact my life one way or the other. I've heard from viewers who have had it, the vaccine, no issues. I have a family friend who had the vaccine. After the first dose, she was put into the hospital. They thought she had a stroke. She couldn't talk, she couldn't walk. But then all of a sudden, she came out of it and she was fine. Some viewers have had some side effects. I've heard about that as well. So, in my opinion, there's not a right and wrong thing to do. There's pros and cons for getting the vaccine and for not getting it. So, I don't know. Now, of course, here on the channel, we can talk about things like this because you're cool, I'm cool. We know what strength and honor is. So we could disagree and that's fine. We don't have to fight about dumb shit. Anyways, getting off that topic, I see here that I need to rebuild this fire pit. I built this some time back and it looks like somebody's come through, torn it up, possibly even ran it over. There's some tire tracks on the ground here. I'm not really sure what people were doing, but hey, that's how it goes. Once I rebuild the fire pit, I'll gather some firewood, get ready for tonight. It is going to be chilly. It's going to be chilly. Low in the 30s, probably around 38, something like that. Job number 1 complete. Now I need some firewood. And I'm thinking, folks, since I have the truck, that means that I have the electric chainsaw. Oh yes, I'm going to make it nice and easy on myself. As I've been going through the forest here collecting firewood, I came across some oddities. Maybe you all can tell me what these people have been doing. Check this out. So, I found a pair of these, and I also found this metal pipe. Obviously they tried to cut this, and they ended up just bending it and breaking it, but what on earth were they doing out here? I have no idea. Any day that you can go home with tools, that's a good day. I like free tools. The temperature is dropping, everyone. It's getting late. Here in a little bit, I'll make dinner. I have no idea what I even have for this trip. Susie had this bag packed for a trip that her and I were going to do together, but it didn't work out because of the weather. So, let's see. I have chicken and dumplings from Mountain House. I have chicken teriyaki and rice from Peak Refuel. Looks like some oatmeal. I think I will go with the chicken teriyaki and rice. That sounds pretty good. Luckily, I'm at the point now where everything's pretty much done for the night. I can just kick back, relax, have a good time here. Instead of this being a backpacking adventure, this is a gear testing trip. And these are types of trips that I have to do all the time because I'm always testing out gear, different products. That way I can give you all the best reviews possible. In this episode, I know I've talked about gear a lot, and I will do more so as this episode goes on. And that's because my focus for this trip really is on the gear. I am testing out all sorts of new pieces here. You all saw the backpack, the tent. I have the new sleeping bag from Carthenia. I also have some Tasmanian Tiger kit bags, which I'm testing out. There's the new Soto stove. I use the DeWalt chainsaw, and I have some other items as well. At the end of this episode, I will give you all my thoughts about the gear that I've used in this trip, both pros and cons, with my testing so far. The other day I was at Lone Wolf Mountain and I was filming a video about a cook set and I dropped the lid. And so the lid fell down on the ground and it went into some weeds. And so I get down, I grab it, pull it back out, and on my hand and on my arm are these little black specks. They were ticks, seed ticks. I had brushed up against an entire nest of those things and my whole hand and arm was covered in them. And they were just scattering out. Pretty creepy, to be honest with you. Nobody likes ticks, especially when there's a threat of Lyme disease and so on. So, yeah. Be vigilant, folks. This is the year of the tick. That's for sure. So, make sure to treat your clothing and also your skin. People ask me all the time about this. I treat my clothing with permethrin. I have a video on this. The video that I'm talking about is all about ticks and how to prevent them and also kill them. Permethrin is what I use on my clothing. It works incredibly well. It will actually kill ticks. You do not put that stuff on your skin. It is for your clothing and your gear only. When it comes to my skin, I treat that with DEET. And I find that this combination really works well. So I make sure to treat my shoes, treat my socks, pants, shirt, outer layers, and so on. Then your skin. Make sure to do your arms, your neck, and even if you're wearing pants, you may want to do your legs. A few years ago, everyone, I was on a backpacking trip. I was basically off-trail bushwhacking. I did not treat my clothing with anything, and so, I hiked all day, set up camp. It was time for bed. I'm inside of the tent. That's when I started feeling crawling on my skin. I turn the flashlight on, I start looking, and I was covered in ticks. I think that night I pulled 7 ticks off my body. That is no fun. Something is down there in the woods. And I've heard this for like the last hour or so. Basically, it's just going around me. It's of a pretty good size. possibly a bear. It's not getting close. It's a little bit too early for coyotes. That would be unlikely. Bobcat, maybe. It is time to eat. I am starving. The sun is going down. The winds have calmed down for the most part. There's a slight breeze. Let's see how this meal is. Let's see. Chicken teriyaki and rice. It smells good. This is not bad at all. In a way, I wish it was just a little bit sweeter. It's not to say that it's bland, but my personal preference would be a little bit sweeter. Maybe a little bit more seasoning, maybe. But overall, it's pretty good. The way that I do things in life when it comes to my meals, with what I eat what I like all the time. But I eat what I love rarely, and that makes it very special. So like once a week, have something like really, really good. For an example, if there's a restaurant that you like in town and they make amazing burgers, have it once a week. And when you do, that will be the best burger you've ever had. On those other days, eat healthy. It's good, yeah. Is it great? No. That's how you stay nice and healthy, I think. A benefit to doing this is that you don't have to work out too hard. 30 minutes a day, go for a walk, work out at home, go to the gym, whatever you want to do. Work out, move your body. You don't have to do it super hard. You don't have to kill yourself. It's all about balance. It really is. Anything extreme doesn't work. Extreme diets, extreme working out, nothing like that is going to work for you. All of that is temporary, and that's because your body will make it so. It's been about 45 minutes since I mentioned the stomping around in the woods, and that is still taking place. It went behind me, it came around up on top of the hill here, and it sounds like it's back down here. So, I mean, it's, whatever it is circling me. It's rather strange. I don't feel threatened or anything like that. Very odd. Alright, well folks, it's getting late. I'm inside of the tent, and I have been for, I don't know, maybe an hour, something like that. Just been kicking back, listening to the owls, and listening to whatever is stomping around in the woods. I've gone out there a few times, and I haven't seen anything. It's not moving, and I'm not going to go too deep into the forest there. The forest here in this area is super, super thick. It's very dense. So you can easily get lost if you're not careful. But yeah, something's out there still. I can hear it stomping around. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem to be threatening at all. So as long as it's just going to play in the woods, that's fine. I don't care. But I do have my handgun with me just in case. But I don't suspect that I'll need it. As you can hear, I'm tired. But I'll see you all in the morning. Good night, everybody. Good morning. It is 6:30, and it is a beautiful day. It's nice and cold. It's cold. Cold for whatever month it is. I have no idea what month it is. don't judge me. Last night was uneventful, with the exception of those footsteps. At one point in time, whatever was out there, I mean, it just came stomping up through the woods and got fairly close. And then all of a sudden, it just took off. It like bolted, just took off running. I have no idea what it was, but outside of that, uneventful, quiet, peaceful. Never heard any cars. I mean, nothing. Nothing. Oh, man. All right, folks, let's get up. All right. Last night, I used a couple of hand warmers. Basically, I put them inside of my long johns, one on each side, and that was enough heat to keep me nice and warm. Now, when it comes to hand warmers, if you have issues with your circulation system, if you have poor circulation, these can actually burn you. You do have to be careful. It's interesting. I'm not really sure why I know this, but if you have a dead body in your vehicle and you have it just laying down on the floor, and let's say that your muffler is underneath that floor, even though the body isn't even close to the muffler, it's still enough heat to burn the body. The point of the story is, if you have problems with circulation, be careful with hand warmers. With this adventure being primarily a gear testing trip, let's talk about the tent and my sleep system. So first off, the tent is awesome so far. I really like the size of this tent. There's plenty of space here for 2 people. You can easily toss and turn, change clothes. There's plenty of room for gear, maybe a dog. So far, it's looking to be a good tent. My sleep system, the Climate Static V sleeping pad and the Carthenia Defense 1 sleeping bag. Great combination. I stayed super warm. That is a summer weight sleeping bag, good down to roughly 39 degrees. That bag is very inexpensive. Military grade, used with militaries all around the world. Carthenia, without a doubt, makes excellent gear. Now let's talk about this little Soto stove. This is the Windmaster. Again, to the viewer who sent this in, thank you so much. This is an awesome little stove. It's really unusual for the simple fact that the pot supports the legs, it comes off. Check that out. It comes off, everyone. Those are the pot supports there. It has a spring in it, and it opens up just like so. This is a little powerhouse, 11,000 BTUs. Another product that I've been testing out is this titanium cup. This is from Bitty Big Q, terrible name, but it's a titanium cup, small form factor, and it comes with a utensil set. This is a titanium kit here that I was going to test out with this trip, but that did not happen. A viewer sent this to me. And this is pretty cool. This is from Boundless Voyage. It is titanium 600 milliliters and 300 milliliters. 2 different pots or cups. What makes this cool, what makes this really different, is this right here. You see that? And there's another one. Now take a look at this, everyone. We have this wire. And that is to suspend this pot above your fire. That's pretty cool. I have yet to use that feature, but I'm looking forward to. For this morning's combo, let's go with some Black Rifle coffee and some, where is this from again? Hawaiian coffee. So, Black Rifle and Hawaiian. For breakfast, porridge. Real Termat. To the viewer who sent this in, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I appreciate every single one of you. You all are awesome. And if you want to send something into the channel, you could do so. I appreciate it. You never know, it might just pop up in a video. Cheers, everyone. Cheers. Top of the morning to you. That is not bad. I like my coffee very strong. Super nasty. Yesterday was a frustrating day. I had stuff on my mind, and I was thinking about this because I had other things on my mind, namely with my family. I've talked before a little bit about my father and his brothers. He has 2 brothers. One of his brothers, my uncle, we just found out that he has cancer, and it's all over the place. Lungs, spine, I think liver, and he has roughly a month to live, something like that. So he's doing some radiation now with the hopes of making it just easier for him to breathe, but I mean, there's nothing that really can be done. It's too advanced. So yeah, I'm just yesterday I was just cruising around and I was just, you know, upset and off, and this makes a world of difference. It really does. Just being out here, the peace and quiet, just let everything else go. Yeah. Getting terrorized by Bigfoot or whatever else was out there. The strange thing is that whatever was out there was circling me for hours. For hours. Now that I think about it, I don't ever remember hearing it over here. But it would definitely come over this direction. There is a road over there. So, I mean, maybe it didn't want to cross the road. I'm not sure, but it would just do these half circles. I know that sounds weird, folks, but you all heard it. I don't know. I'm sure you're wondering, was it Bigfoot? My guess is no. Do I believe in Bigfoot myself? No, not really. I think it would be highly unlikely for Bigfoot to be undiscovered for this long. There's just simply too many people. People are everywhere. You would be surprised where there's people, right? I mean, you could be out in the middle of nowhere thinking you're all by yourself and someone will pop out of the woods. Yes, the Pisgah National Forest is gigantic, but again, there's just too many people in it. It's a simple fact. I respect your opinion. If you believe in Bigfoot, that's great. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I have lived out here my entire life, and I've never known anyone to ever have a Bigfoot encounter. And that says something, right? All the mountain folk doing whatever they're doing out here, no one has ever seen anything. So, there are some cool stories though, that's for sure. Humans have a great way of coming up with explanations for what they see. And oftentimes they're not realistic. They're not logical either. Porridge is good. Porridge with apples and cinnamon. Those are my thoughts on Bigfoot. What's your thoughts? Is there a possibility that Bigfoot exists? Comment down below. This morning, everyone, when I got up, checked this fire, it was still hot. Still smoldering. Just because a fire looks like it's out doesn't mean that it is, so make sure to check it closely, make sure that it's fully extinguished. Coffee is pretty much done, breakfast done. It's time to clean up and basically call it done for the day, everyone. This has been a really good gear testing trip. Some pieces of gear I'm using for the first time, some I've been testing out for a while. All in all, there were no big problems. There were no big fails here. Everything has worked, and it's worked well. I really like this tent. I really do. I've always liked the Snugpak Ionosphere. This is even better. This tent is huge. It really is. There's a time and a place for the Ionosphere. Like with stealth camping and stuff like that. Speaking of which, my next trip will be a stealth camping adventure. After the stealth camp adventure, I believe Susie and I will be doing a backpacking trip. And then comes a bushcraft adventure after that. So there's lots of adventures coming up. Basically every Thursday there is an adventure here on the channel. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy them. Everybody must, because the channel is doing really, really well. I do appreciate it big time. And I want to say that once more. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you all so much for everything. Thanks for sending in the coffee, the stoves, and everything else. If you want to send something to the channel for me to test out, potentially, I can't make any promises, but if you want to send something in, you definitely can. You can check out my website for more information, theoutdoorgearreview.com. Make sure to hit the thumbs up because it does help the channel, and support on Patreon, on YouTube. If you want to join the wolf pack, oh yeah. But yeah, folks, that's it. It's time for me to clean up. Everyone, take care, be well, strength and honor. I will see you all in the next upload. See ya.